Hello everyone. Welcome to the virtual class of redemption of redeemable preference shares. In previous sessions, I have discussed a few full length practical questions. Today, in this session, I would like to discuss one more important and full length question of redemption of RPS. This question includes so many adjustments, and this question will be exhaustive in nature as majority transactions are incorporated in this particular question. Let us discuss the question first. On your screen, a balance sheet is given for Gunjan Limited as on 31st March 2019. Information available to us on liability side. Equity share capital of rupees 100 each. Paid up amount per share is rupees 90 and total amount is rupees 9 lakhs. 12% redeemable preference shares. Face value 100. Paid up amount per share rupees 80. Total 4 lakhs. 13% redeemable preference shares of rupees 10 each, fully paid, rupees 3 lakhs. Amount of general reserve is given as 15 lakhs. Profit and loss account 50,000. Securities premium account 50,000. Creditors 2,30,000. Bills payable 18,000. Outstanding expenses 2,000. Total of the liability side is rupees 34 lakhs 50,000. On the asset side, rupees 6 lakhs is given for land, rupees 10 lakhs for building, plant and machinery costing rupees 2 lakhs, furniture for 1,50,000, investments for 2 lakhs, stock rupees 2,50,000, bank balance 5 lakhs, and at the end debtors 5,50,000. Let us move to the additional information given by the examiner. It was decided to redeem 12% RPS at a premium of 10% and 13% RPS at a premium of 5% on the date of balance sheet after taking into consideration necessary provisions of Companies Act 2013. The first point that we need to keep in our mind while solution of the problem. Here we have two different types of preference shares. In previous questions that we have discussed in earlier sessions, the rate of redemption premium remained same for both the categories of preference shares. But for this particular question, the rate of premium is different for 12% RPS and 13% RPS. So this is one important point that we need to consider at the time of solution. Investments were sold at rupees 1,50,000. Now, bank balance is to be maintained in the business is rupees 50,000. Again, the point that we have discussed earlier with intensive and detailed calculation. At the end of the process, we need bank balance as rupees 50,000. For this purpose, the company has decided to issue new 14% cumulative preference shares of rupees 100 each at a premium of 10% in adequate number. So again, in this question, we need to solve the problem related to number of shares or securities issued by the company in order to follow the provisions of Companies Act and to maintain the minimum bank balance of rupees 50,000. Afterwards, on the same date, one bonus share for 2 equity shares held to be given, and a bonus was declared for converting partly paid equity shares into fully paid equity shares. Refer this statement again. You will find two types of bonus in this question. First bonus, to convert partly paid equity shares into fully paid up. And a second type of bonus, that is new issue of bonus shares to the shareholders. In this question, this particular paragraph make a lot of difference in our understanding as well as solution of this problem. So take care of these adjustment at the time of bonus. Pass necessary journal entries in the books of the company and prepare a balance sheet. We need to prepare two different items. First, as usual, journal entries, and the second one, that is balance sheet. Without wasting much time, let us move to the calculation. The first calculation is all about sale of investment and profit and loss on the sale of investment. If I am not wrong, right from the first question of the chapter, we are discussing this adjustment. So nothing is new in this transaction. Let us move. Cost price of the investment. You can check asset side of the balance sheet. You will find the figure of rupees 2 lakhs. Sale price of the investment. It is given in the additional information, rupees 1,50,000. Now cost price is 2 lakhs and sale price is 1,50,000. It means the company has suffered a loss of rupees 50,000. For the students of commerce, it is very easy to understand when cost is higher than that of sale price, the result is loss. And when the sale price is higher than that of cost price, the result is profit. Here, the company has suffered a loss of rupees 50,000. For your reference, I have mentioned calculation in the bracket. Sale price is 1,50,000 and cost price is rupees 2 lakhs. With this calculation, our adjustment comes to an end. But for our reference, let us pass journal entry. Bank account debited, amount received by the company through this sale 1,50,000. Amount of loss 50,000 debited to profit and loss account. 2. Investments account 2 lakhs as investments goes out. I hope everybody is clear with this calculation. This calculation is a routine for us if you have attended earlier lectures. In this question, we need to calculate one important item, that is calculation of number of shares. If you have observed balance sheet given in the question, number of shares are not given for equity, 12% preference shares and 13% preference shares. And as we all know, without a calculation of number of shares, it is very much difficult for us to calculate remaining items because we need number of shares at so many places. So let us calculate number of shares before starting the process of RPS redemption. Let us calculate for equity shares. If you have checked liability side of the balance sheet, paid up capital is given and amount paid per share is also given. So for equity share, the share capital is rupees 9 lakhs and paid up value per share is rupees 90. So 9 lakhs divided by 90. So number of equity shares issued by the company 10,000. RPS 1, or you can say 12% RPS. Same mechanism. Paid up amount is rupees 4 lakhs and amount paid per share is rupees 80. So number of shares issued by the company for 12% RPS 5,000 and for RPS 2 into bracket it is written that 13% RPS. We can identify both the RPS as 1, 2, A, B or with their respective percentages. Rupees 3 lakhs divided by rupees 10 per share. So number of shares issued by the company for 13% RPS 30,000. These number of shares are useful to us in order to complete our solution without any kind of problems. So if numbers of shares are not given in the question, it is advisable to calculate number of shares at first priority. After calculation of number of shares for equity shares 10,000, RPS 1 5,000 and RPS 2 30,000. Let us move towards redemption process. For the purpose of redemption, we need to execute 6 different steps. We have already discussed in a special lecture in the beginning of the chapter and earlier all sessions. Step number 1. Make a call to convert partly paid RPS into fully paid. This particular step is applicable only in the case when shares are partly paid up. RPS 1, that is a 12% RPS. Face value of RPS is rupees 100 and a paid up value of the share is rupees 80. For RPS 2, that is a 13% RPS. face value of RPS is rupees 10 and paid up value of the share is rupees 10. Now when you compare this information, you can easily judge that RPS 1 face value is 100 and paid up value is 8. And for RPS 2, that is a 13% RPS, face value is a 10 and paid up value is also 10. So you can classify the shares. First RPS as partly paid and second RPS is fully paid. It means we need to make a call on 12% RPS in order to fulfill the requirement of the Companies Act. Let us move towards the calculation of amount received. Amount required in final call for first, that is a 12% RPS at the rate of rupees 20 per share on 5,000 shares. 20, 100 rupees of face value, 80 paid up. So the amount of difference is amount of final call, 20. And we need to call these 20 rupees on 5,000 number of shares. Check it. We have completed our calculation over here. So this calculation is highly useful to us at the time of calculation. Otherwise what happened? अगर हमने वो कैलकुलेशन नहीं किया होता तो क्या होता? यहां पे आके हमें पहले अपने कैलकुलेशंस में से बाहर निकल के ये ढूंढना पड़ता कि कंपनी ने 12% आरपीएस कितने इश्यू किए हैं. इसका मतलब आप अपने रेगुलर कैलकुलेशंस की रिदम से बाहर आओ, पहले ढूंढने जाओ कि कितने 12% आरपीएस इश्यू किए हैं. इट मीन्स there will be disturbance in the smooth solution of the problem. So take it very seriously. If number of shares are not given, first of all, calculate number of shares for your ready reference. So amount received by the company, 5,000 shares multiplied by rupees 20 per share, and total amount is rupees 1 lakh. Let us pass journal entry. In the initial stage, I have discussed that you can pass both journal entries step to step, or you can pass single journal entry, because in a few reference books they have followed that pattern. In earlier questions, I have passed single journal entry, but now from this question onwards, we'll pass both journal entries in order to complete our process very systematically. So first we need to make a final call. Final call on preference shares account debited rupees 1 lakh to 12% RPS capital account 1 lakh, being amount due on final call. The company has made a final call of rupees 20 per share on 5,000 number of 12% preference shares. Now the company has received amount on this call. Bank account debited rupees 1 lakh to final call on preference shares account 1 lakh. You can check over here. Final call on preference shares debited in first entry. Final call on preference shares account credited in second entry. So automatically these items are excluded from the effect in our calculations. So direct entry will be bank account debited rupees 1 lakh to 12% RPS capital account 1 lakh. But you can pass both the entries in order to complete your calculations with 100% coverage of all journal entries. In second entry, the company has received amount on final call at the rate of rupees 20 per share on 5,000 shares. Now we need to calculate amount payable to shareholders. 12% RPS capital. Number one, as per our solution, we have given reference number one. 5,000 shares multiplied by rupees 100. So total is 5 lakhs. As per information, we need to redeem our 12% RPS at 10% premium. So amount of premium on 5 lakhs at the rate of 10% is rupees 50,000. 13% RPS capital, you can say RPS 2, 30,000 shares multiplied by rupees 10. So amount of RPS share capital for type 2 is rupees 3 lakhs. As per information given, we need to pay RPS 2 at 5% redemption premium. So 3 lakhs rupees for capital, 5% premium is equal to 15,000. In this way, the company has to redeem total amount of 8,65,000. For your reference, you can classify the information: 5 lakhs rupees for capital, 3 lakhs rupees for capital. So total capital part 8 lakhs. 50,000 rupees available on your screen in red color font. 50,000 rupees for premium and 15,000 rupees for premium. So 50,000 plus 15,000, total premium 65,000. So you can say 5 lakhs plus 3 lakhs, 8 lakhs for capital, 50,000 plus 15,000, 65,000 rupees for redemption premium. Let us pass journal entry for this transaction. 12% RPS capital account debited 5 lakhs. 13% RPS capital account debited 3 lakhs. RPS redemption premium account debited 65,000. It is additional expenditure or loss for the company, so it is debited. 2. RPS holders account 8,65,000 being amount redeemable to RPS holders. I just want to draw your attention that for each and every transaction we are passing journal entries over here for your understanding, but at the end we need to prepare our journal entries into systematic format as a part of our answer. So it is not necessary for us to present journal entries over here, right? So you can directly shift these transaction into final journal entries. Arrangement of fund for capital part. It is step number 3 and it is one of the most important step for the solution of the problem of redemption of redeemable preference shares. Let us understand the mechanism first. We need rupees 8 lakhs for capital part, 5 lakhs rupees for RPS 1 and 3 lakhs rupees for RPS 2, in total 8 lakhs. Now we need to issue fund by issuing new securities or to create capital redemption reserve from credit balance of divisible profit or free reserves. In this question, we are issuing 14% cumulative preference shares of rupees 100 each at 10% premium. But amount of premium is not affected to this calculation. We need to consider over here face value of new shares. Now check this particular item. Number of preference shares issued by the company are not given. It is clearly mentioned in additional information that the company is required to issue adequate number of preference shares. And this adequate number is based on the settlement of closing bank balance of rupees 50,000. In previous 3 to 4 questions, I have discussed same kind of transaction. But let us discuss this transaction again for this question with proper analysis and details, because this is one of the most important and technical part of the solution. Calculation for number of shares to be issued by the company. If you check additional information, you will get the figure of rupees 50,000. And as per choice of the company, we need to maintain bank balance of rupees 50,000 at the end of the redemption process. Means after making all payment to RPS holders, we need 50,000 rupees in our hand. Let us summarize transaction related to receipt and payment. If you check the balance sheet, on asset side, opening balance is given as 5 lakhs. Amount received by the company by selling the investment 1,50,000. The company has received rupees 1 lakh on 12% RPS to convert that RPS from partly paid to fully paid up. And we need rupees 8,65,000 in order to pay amount to both categories of RPS holders. So first, second and third, all these 3 items coming on receipt side, or you can say amount received by the company. And 8,65,000 is amount payable to RPS holders. Now the missing item is amount collected by the company by issuing 14% new cumulative preference shares. And we don't know the number of preference shares issued by the company. So let us prepare a systematic statement showing all the calculations. And if you focus on this calculation, rest of all other items are very easy. We have opening balance of rupees 5 lakhs. We have received rupees 1,50,000 by selling the investment. We have received rupees 1 lakh on final call. And one more receipt is possible by issuing 14% cumulative preference shares at 10% premium. But this amount is mentioned over here with question mark, as we don't know this amount. Total, that we don't know, because until and unless we can calculate the amount received by the company on preference shares, we cannot calculate the amount of total. Less amount required for the payment to RPS holders 8,65,000 and closing balance of bank account 50,000. So in this table we need to calculate these two items, or you can say we need to replace these two question marks with the value. So start your calculation in a reverse order. We need to pay 8,65,000 and we want 50,000 rupees in the bank account at the end. It means we need total amount of rupees 9,15,000. These 9,15,000 is nothing more than total of these two items. Now this question mark is over. We need a total amount of 9,15,000 over here, of which we will pay 8,65,000. So the balance amount would be 50,000. Now calculate the receipt. 915 will be the total. The receipt will be 7,50,000. These 7,50,000 is a total of all three receipts. Opening balance of 5 lakhs, amount received from the sale of investment 1,50,000 and amount received by the company on final call 1 lakh. So these 7,50,000 is total of these three items. What it means? We have 7,50,000 rupees and we need total amount of rupees 9,15,000. So in between these two amount, whatever the gap is, that we need to fulfill with the help of new issue of cumulative preference shares. And the amount of difference is 1,65,000. I have prepared this table, but if you want to prepare, you can prepare bank account. If you prepare bank account, these 5 lakhs will be debited. These 1,50,000 will be also debited, and rupees 1 lakh received on final call will be debited. 8,65,000 amount paid credited to the bank account, and closing balance in the bank account 50,000 would be credited. So when you close the account, the figure of credit side would be 9,15,000 and you will get the difference of rupees 1,65,000 on debit side. So it will be referred to as issue of new shares. So you can prepare either using the systematic table or account. Choice is yours. Now, from previous calculation, we are clear that we need to receive total rupees 1,65,000 out of new issue. As per the information given to us in additional information part of our question, we need to issue our shares of rupees 100 at 10% premium. It means when we will issue the shares, we have to receive rupees 110 per share. 100 rupees for capital part, 10 rupees for premium part. 100 plus 10 is equal to 110. Now, total amount to be collected by the company 1,65,000. Per share we can collect 110. So using this, 1,65,000 divided by 110, we can easily calculate number of 14% preference shares issued by the company, and this number is 1,500 cumulative preference shares issued by the company. Once you calculate these number of shares very carefully without any mistake, our solution will be again on track. Let us refer this chart. Now we are able to complete this chart. Total amount required 8 lakhs. 1,514% cumulative preference shares of rupees 100 each issued at premium. This issued at premium is not useful to us to adjust capital part, because premium is adjusted against RPS redemption premium. So 1,500 number of shares multiplied by 100 rupees each. So amount collected by the company using new issue rupees 1,50,000 out of rupees 8 lakhs. 1,50,000 rupees collected by the company by issuing new or fresh shares. So 8 lakhs minus 1,50,000. So the amount of difference is 6,50,000. And these 6,50,000 rupees are transferred to Capital Redemption Reserve, that is CRR account. Check liability side of the balance sheet. In your question, liability side of the balance sheet has figure of general reserve, which is much more than our requirement of rupees 6,50,000. So we have to transfer rupees 6,50,000 to Capital Redemption Reserve, utilizing balance available to us in our general reserve account. If amount of general reserve is not enough, we can utilize credit balance of profit and loss account. But in this case, amount of general reserve is much more than our requirement. So general reserve is enough to meet the requirement for the amount of rupees 6,50,000. At the end of this adjustment, let us pass journal entry. First of all, we need to issue shares. Bank account debited 1,65,000 that we have collected in total to fulfill the requirement of closing balance. 2. 14% preference share capital account 1,50,000. 2. 15,000 rupees transferred to securities premium. Earlier it was known as share premium, but now securities premium. To securities premium account 15,000. Being what happened over here, 1,514% cumulative preference shares of rupees 100 each issued at 10% premium. So we have collected rupees 1,50,000 for capital and 15,000 rupees for securities premium. Second part of our arrangement, that is related to amount transferred to Capital Redemption Reserve, CRR. General Reserve account debited rupees 6,50,000 to Capital Redemption Reserve account 6,50,000. Amount of general reserve is enough to meet the requirement of CRR. So we have transferred entire fund from general reserve. Being amount transferred to capital redemption reserve. With these calculation and journal entries, our step number 3 comes to an end. Now move to step number 4. It is all about adjustment of RPS redemption premium. As we all know that to redeem our RPS, we are in need of a premium of rupees 65,000. To understand the figure of rupees 65,000, it is necessary for you to visit step number 2, amount payable to RPS holders. As per the information given, we have to pay 50,000 rupees on 12% RPS and 15,000 rupees on 13% RPS. So total amount of RPS redemption premium is rupees 65,000. Now check the balance sheet given in the question. On liability side, opening balance of security premium account is given as 50,000. Security premium received by the company in new issue. You can check calculation of step number 3. We have received rupees 15,000 as a security premium on issue of 14% cumulative preference shares. So total amount 50,000 plus 15,000 is equal to 65,000. Our requirement is 65,000. Amount available to us is 65,000. So amount of security premium is sufficient to adjust RPS redemption premium. As per the provision, first of all, we need to adjust against security premium. And if the amount of security premium is not enough, then we can look forward profit and loss account. But in this case, security premium is enough to adjust the amount of RPS redemption premium. Let us pass journal entry for this redemption adjustment. Security premium account debited 65,000 to RPS redemption premium account 65,000, being RPS redemption premium account written off against security premium account. In previous step, step number 3, we have adjusted amount for capital part. In this step, means step number 4, we have adjusted amount for RPS redemption premium part. So now we are ready to pay amount to RPS holders. As we all know that total amount payable to RPS holders as per our calculation in step number 2 is rupees 8,65,000. So without wasting a second, pass the journal entry. RPS holders account debited rupees 8,65,000 to bank account rupees 8,65,000. If you clear step 1 to step 4 without any mistake, step number 5 is nothing more than a formality to complete for the purpose of payment. After making payment to RPS holders, let us move to the most important calculation of this question. And It is related to issue of bonus. As per the informations available, we need to issue bonus for two different purposes. First purpose, to convert partly paid equity shares into fully paid. And after conversion of partly paid shares into fully paid, we need to issue new bonus equity shares to the shareholders. First of all, we need to convert partly paid equity shares into fully paid up using the bonus. Let us calculate first part. Amount required to convert partly paid shares into fully paid by issuing bonus. 10,000 equity shares. We have completed this calculation before entering into the process, as numbers of shares were not given for equity and preference both. So first of all, we have completed that calculations. So from that, I have derived the figure of 10,000 equity shares. Face value of the share rupees 100, paid up amount rupees 90 per share. So face value is 100, paid up amount is 90. So the difference is rupees 10 to convert partly paid shares into fully paid. So total amount required 1 lakh. Journal entry for the amount required. First of all, we need to contribute rupees 1 lakh from general reserve account, and if this account is not enough, profit and loss or any other reserve, to बोनस टू शेयर होल्डर्स अकाउंट. यहां पे आपको एक क्वेश्चन हो सकता है कि हमारे पास कैपिटल रिडम्पशन रिजर्व CRR तो है 6,50,000 तक, तो हमने ये 1 लाख रुपए जनरल रिजर्व में से ही क्यों निकालें? वी कैन हैव capital redemption reserve. So why we are not using capital redemption reserve over here? अगर आपके दिमाग में यह शंका है तो मेरी आपसे एक विनती है कि आप सबसे पहले जो मैंने लेक्चर लिया था स्टेप्स के बारे में, कब सेक्शन 80 की सारी प्रोविजंस डिस्कस करने के बाद और पहले प्रैक्टिकल के डिस्कशन से पहले जो मैंने लेक्चर लिया था, उसमें सिर्फ मैंने सभी जर्नल एंट्रीज ही एक्सप्लेन की थी. तभी मैंने आपको क्लियर कट बताया था. कैपिटल रिडम्पशन रिजर्व अकाउंट कैन बी यूटिलाइज्ड ओनली फॉर द पर्पस ऑफ fully paid up bonus shares. We cannot utilize amount of capital redemption reserve in order to convert partly paid shares into fully paid up. हम partly paid up shares को fully paid up करने के लिए जो बोनस डिक्लेयर करने वाले हैं, उसके लिए कैपिटल रिडम्पशन रिजर्व का उपयोग नहीं हो सकता. यह कंपनीज एक्ट की प्रोविजन है जो अगले किसी क्वेश्चन में हमारे काम की नहीं थी. इसलिए मैंने आपको यहां पे यह बताया इस क्वेश्चन के माध्यम से कि कभी कभार यह भी हो सकता है. सो डोंट बी अंडर द इंप्रेशन दैट ईच एंड एवरी बोनस इज इश्यूड बाय द कंपनी फ्रॉम कैपिटल रिडम्पशन रिजर्व. सो हियर वी नीड टू कंट्रीब्यूट रुपीज 1 lakh फ्रॉम जनरल रिजर्व अकाउंट. Now we need to make a final call on equity share capital. Final call on equity shares account debited rupees 1 lakh. to equity share capital account rupees 1 lakh. Generally क्या होता है कि when we are making a final call, very next entry is amount received, that is bank account. But here, instead of bank account, we will use bonus to shareholders account. Bonus to shareholders account debited rupees of 1 lakh to final call on equity shares account 1 lakh. आप पहले समझिए, हमें शेयर होल्डर से 1 लाख रुपए मंगवाने हैं, लेकिन वो शेयर होल्डर्स देंगे नहीं, क्योंकि कंपनी ने यह तय किया है कि चलो शेयर होल्डर्स को बोनस दिया जाए. इसका मतलब अगर शेयर होल्डर्स को बोनस देना है तो हमें 1 लाख रुपए की जरूरत है. We are in need of rupees 1 lakh to issue the bonus to the shareholders that we have collected from general reserve. So on one hand, we have balance of rupees 1 lakh from general reserve, and this amount transferred to a temporary or special account called bonus to shareholders. Now, as a part of the protocols, we need to make a final call from the shareholders. That is a final call on equity share account debited to equity share capital account. अगर ये अमाउंट हम शेयर होल्डर से मंगवा रहे होते तो क्या होता? The first entry would be making a call. Second entry, bank account debited to final call. But here, bank account is not affected with this transaction because the company is calling from shareholders, but the shareholders are not supposed to pay because it is adjusted against bonus to shareholders account. So when you compare these three entries, you will automatically come to know that the final entry will be the same that we have passed a single entry in earlier question. Let us check. Bonus to shareholders account credited over here. Bonus to shareholders account debited over here. So credit entry, debit entry account is settled. Final call on equity shares account debited 1 lakh to final call on equity shares account credited 1 lakh. 1 lakh debited, 1 lakh credited. So net effect is on general reserve account by rupees 1 lakh and equity share capital account by rupees 1 lakh. So in order to convert partly paid shares into fully paid up by issuing bonus, we need to pass three different entries. First entry for arrangement of the fund, second entry for making a call, and third entry arrangement or adjustment of the arranged amount against final call. Let us move to the second part of the bonus. Here we need to issue fully paid bonus equity shares to our shareholders. Number of equity shares as on 31st March, 10,000. These 10,000 were not given to us. We have completed this calculation at our own. Ratio of bonus issue 2:1. It means one bonus share is issued for 2 equity shares held. It means if you are owner of 2 shares, company will offer 1 bonus to you. If you are owner of 200 shares, the company will offer you 100 shares. If you are owner of 1000 shares, the company will offer 500 bonus to you. Here we have 10,000 equity shares. So the company will issue total 5,000 bonus equity shares. And amount required 5,000 bonus shares multiplied by rupees 100 each. So total amount is 5 lakhs. Here we need to complete our solution in exhaustive manner. So we will pass journal entries in 2 different parts. First, we will transfer the amount from capital redemption reserve to bonus to shareholders. Capital redemption reserve account debited 5 lakhs to bonus to shareholders account rupees 5 lakhs, being bonus declared out of CRR account. I hope everybody is clear with this. In earlier stage of bonus, we have utilized the general reserve because use of CRR was restricted. For this bonus, we can utilize amount of CRR. So amount transferred from CRR account. And at last, bonus to shareholders account debited to equity share capital account. So when you check both the journal entries, you can easily eliminate bonus to shareholders account debited debit in second entry and bonus to shareholders account credited in first entry. So the final entry would be CRR account debited to equity share capital. In earlier stages, we have discussed a direct entry, but from this question onwards, we will pass both the entries in order to complete our answer in exhaustive manner so as nothing would be left from our end. With this entry and calculation, the process of RPS redemption is over. Let us move towards a systematic presentation of journal entries. It is nothing more than copy and paste of the journal entries that I have passed earlier. But for your reference, we are passing this journal entry. First entry for sale of investment at a loss. Second entry for making a call on partly paid up preference shares. Third, amount received on partly paid up preference shares in order to make it complete. Fourth, amount payable to RPS holders, 12% RPS, 13% RPS and RPS redemption premium. Fourth, then fifth, this entry is related to issue of new securities at a premium. Then amount transferred to CRR account from general reserve. Then we have adjusted RPS redemption premium against security premium account. To pay the amount to RPS holders, we have passed journal entries, RPS holders account debited to bank account. This entry is all about amount transferred from general reserve to bonus to shareholders account for the purpose of conversion of partly paid shares into fully paid. We have made a final call on equity shares. We have adjusted our final call against bonus to shareholders account in order to adjust final call against the amount of bonus. And in this way, we can, and at last, journal entries related to issue of fully paid bonus equity shares to the shareholders from capital redemption reserve account, that is CRR account. So in this way, we can prepare our journal entries in order to complete our solution. For this question, the examiner has also demanded preparation of the balance sheet. And as we all know that we need to prepare our balance sheet in vertical form. So let us prepare our balance sheet in vertical form. First part of the balance sheet is equity and liability. bonus. It includes shareholders fund, and shareholders fund includes share capital. Share capital of the company is presented, computed or calculated in note number 1. Amount of share capital is rupees 16,50,000. Let us calculate share capital. On left hand side of your screen, information related to old balance sheet is given. Using these data, we have completed calculation of 16,50,000. Let us calculate. Equity share capital of rupees 100 each, 90 rupees paid up per share. Total 9 lakhs. In these 9 lakhs, we have added rupees 1 lakh as bonus. So now these shares are fully paid up. 10,000 shares multiplied by 100 rupees, so it's 10 lakhs. The company has issued fresh bonus shares in the ratio of 2:1. So 5,000 shares multiplied by rupees 100 each. Total 5. 10 lakhs plus 5 lakhs is equal to equity share capital 15 lakhs. Plus the company has issued 1,500 cumulative preference share capital of rupees 100 each at 10% premium. So face value of the share is rupees 100 each multiplied by 1,500 shares. So preference share capital available to us 1,50,000. Equity 15 lakhs, preference 1,50,000. So total share capital is rupees 16,50,000 that we have inserted in our vertical balance sheet as note number 1. Second item on equity and liabilities part. Reserves and surplus. Amount of reserves and surplus is rupees 9 lakhs. We have presented this calculation in note number 2. In each and every question of RPS, this calculation is always playing important role in order to adjust the total of the balance sheet. Let us move. Let us refer the left hand side item, that is a balance sheet of the question. Amount of general reserve is 15 lakhs. You can check in our calculation. Out of these 15 lakhs, we have transferred to CRR 6,50,000. You can check step number 3, arrangement of the fund for capital part. And we have utilized rupees 1 lakh in order to convert partly paid equity shares into fully paid by issuing bonus. So out of 15 lakhs, 7,50,000 rupees utilized by the company. So the balance of general reserve account is 7,50,000. Profit and loss account as given in the balance sheet 50,000. And in the very first entry, when we have sold our investment, we have faced a loss of rupees 50,000. So 50,000 balance, 50,000 loss adjusted. So balance after this adjustment is 0. CRR, amount transferred to capital redemption reserve account from general reserve, that is given over here, 6,50,000. Out of these 6,50,000, the company has utilized rupees 5 lakhs in order to issue new bonus equity shares in the ratio of 2:1. For the confirmation, you can check step number 6, issue of bonus shares. So out of 6,50,000, we have utilized rupees 5 lakhs. So balance of CRR account available to us at the end is rupees 1,50,000. Securities premium. It is also covered under the title of reserves and surplus. Opening balance as given in the balance sheet 50,000. We have received 15,000 rupees at the time of issuing new cumulative preference shares. You can check step number 3 where we have completed calculation related to new issue. 15,000. And in step number 4, at the time of adjustment of RPS redemption premium, we have utilized 65,000. So 50,000 plus 15,000 is equal to 65,000 minus 65,000 utilized by the company. So balance is 0. Total of the reserves and surplus 7,50,000 plus 0 plus 1,50,000 plus 0. So total is rupees 9 lakhs that we have inserted in equity and liabilities side under shareholders fund, covered under the title of reserves and surplus. Number 2, other current liabilities. Over here in this case, amount of other current liabilities is rupees 2,50,000. We have presented entire calculation in note number 3. So for our reference, let us visit calculation of note number 3. On the left hand side, balance sheet is given from the question. You can refer the balance sheet given to us. Creditors 2,30,000, bills payable 18,000 and outstanding expenses 2,000. Total of the current liabilities 2,50,000 that we have inserted over here. With this, total of equity and liabilities comes to rupees 28 lakhs. 16,50,000 plus 9 lakhs plus 2,50,000. Now, second part of the balance sheet, it is all about assets. First, non-current assets, or you can say fixed assets. Again, it is divided into two parts, tangible and intangible. But in our case, all tangible assets are given. Amount of fixed asset is 19,50,000 mentioned in note number 4. Let us check note number 4. Non-current assets. This is asset side of the balance sheet given to us in our question. Land 6 lakhs, building 10 lakhs, plant and machinery 2 lakhs and furniture 1,50,000. So total of non-current asset is rupees 19,50,000. Second item for this case, current assets. Amount of current assets is rupees 8,50,000. We have completed calculation of these 8,50,000 in note number 5. Let us check. Bank balance as given 50,000. We need to maintain closing bank balance of rupees 50,000. It was a condition given in additional information of our question. And we have maintained rupees 50,000 as a closing balance. If you want to revise this figure, you need to visit step number 3, in which we have completed calculation of receipt and payment in order to check new equity shares or preference shares or debentures issued by the company. and at that time we have maintained our balance of rupees 50,000. Debtors 5,50,000, no any changes there. Stock 2,50,000. Total 8,50,000 for current assets. Check it. Land covered in fixed asset, building covered in fixed asset, plant machinery covered in fixed asset, furniture covered in fixed asset, investments that we have already sold. So now no more in the new balance sheet. Stock, current asset, bank balance after all due adjustment 50,000 as a current asset, and debtors as current asset. So in this way we have classified all items available to us on asset side of the balance sheet. So 8,50,000, and total of the liability side is rupees 28 lakhs. I hope everybody is clear with the solution of this problem. This is one of the most important question, including so many technical and calculative aspects. This is my humble request to you all to watch this video twice, thrice, or as much as possible time and calculate this question in your book step to step. See you in next virtual class. Thank you. God bless you. Keep learning, keep growing.